I'm just going to put these, this isn't the start of a striptease, by the way. I'm just going to put these down here. They're kind of relevant. Tonight you might notice this is quite a hefty coat with lots of armor in it, and it will all make sense in a minute. Thanks, you can launch the slides, thank you. So I'm going to talk about what it's like to ride a motorbike tonight. And can I have a quick show of hands of who here rides or has ridden at some point a motorbike or a scooter? Wow, cool. Thank you. It's actually more, it looks like the Ignite audience is actually more biased towards using two wheels, because across the UK, we're only 1% of the traffic on the roads, but we're, unsurprisingly, a much higher proportion of the accidents and the fatalities. So in the face of those horrible statistics, the question is, why do we do it? And there's a few things to it, and the first one for me is freedom. You're not stuck in a little box when you're on a bike. You're really in the environment. It's really flexible. They're cheap to run. You can go anywhere. You can park anywhere. You don't have to sit in traffic. And they're really fun to get around on. It's also a whole really active experience. You lean your body in with the bike. You're not just sat passively. It's a really engaged experience. It's fun going around corners. It's responsive. It accelerates faster than a car. It also brakes harder than a car. So it's quite fun to throw around. But as a consequence, you need to focus quite a lot and really be aware of what you're doing at all times, which kind of makes it a bit meditative. You kind of get into that state of flow because you block out everything else. You're really focused on what you're doing when you're riding. And the fourth thing I really like about being a biker is the sense of community there is with other bikers and other people who ride two-wheeled vehicles. There's always a nod when you see them on the road, and if you're broken down or you're in trouble, a biker will always stop, whether they're on the bike or on the car, they will stop and help, and that's really lovely. So bikers together are great, but actually there's a bit of an us and them mentality between bikers and other road users, particularly the four-wheel road users, the drivers and vans, and that's why I wanted to talk about being a biker tonight and what it's like for us, kind of give you a bit of an idea of what it's like to be on two wheels. So first of all, how it works is that all the controls are on the hands and feet, so you won't get us waving and doing hand signals, so look for eye contact and head nods, because we've got throttle and brakes on the right hand and foot, and clutch gear and clutch lever and gear on the left, so it's all quite involved and we won't let go. The downside, I guess, of the freedom that I mentioned earlier is that not being in a little box which has crumple zones, that stuff is what keeps us safe. So the armor in our kit, our helmets, all the gear that we wear, and also the skills that we have, that awareness that we try to have of everything that's happening around us at all times. You really grow eyes in the back of your head when you learn to ride a motorbike. So, riding a bike is fun because it's really responsive. You accelerate faster, you brake harder as well. Like I said, if there's a van tailgating me, that's a big worry because they're not going to brake in the same distance that I'm going to brake. So I guess what I'm saying is give us a bit of space. And especially in the wet, this is the same place, photo of the same place taken on a dry day and in the wet at night, and you just can't see anything when you've got a visor on. All the lights are really glary, all the stopping distances are wider, and all the drain covers are really slippery. So even if we're really, really careful, and I think I'm a careful and respectful rider, and touch wood, I haven't had any crashes, but you never know, mistakes just cost us more. You know, something that's a small bump on the car could write off your bike, and I'm not even talking about the damage to yourself. And please do not Google motorcycle accidents like I did to find the pictures on this. You don't want to look at them. So in every community, there's idiots. There are riders who tend to ride like arseholes. It happens, but there's also drivers who drive like arseholes. But on the whole, when we're out on the road, we're trying to stay alive and just get to where we're going and enjoy the ride. So we make mistakes. I mean, God knows I've made stupid mistakes and misjudged things and probably pissed off some drivers in the process. I didn't do it on purpose to piss people off. Mistakes happen. We're human. And if you see a biker doing something that really gets a goat, try and remember that they may be just having a really, really bad day. They might just have split up with somebody or put their cat down at the vet's, true story. So, you know, people have got stuff going on, and try and give them a bit of space. All sorts of different people ride, and they ride all sorts of different bikes. About 10% of us are women. You can't always tell because of all that, but we're under there. And we're all like somebody's brother or sister or daughter or son or parent, and so try and remember the person under the anonymous gear. You might not get why we do it if you're not a biker. I think it's this thing that's in the blood. You either have it or you don't. But trust me, it's really fun. It's part of my life. I wouldn't be without it. And so these are a few things that you can do to help keep bikers safe on the road when you're in a car or in a van. just look out for us because we're smaller, we're more nimble, we're more flexible, but also much more fragile. So look out for us, make eye contact, show us that you've seen us. And if nothing else, if you don't remember anything else from tonight, if a biker's doing something you don't expect, or if you're in any kind of doubt, just give us space because that might just save our life. Thank you very much.